A sailboat in the moonlight and June. Wouldn't that be heaven? Oh, heaven just for two. A soft breeze on a June night and what a perfect setting for letting dreams come true.
Well, another day in the yard. Debbie's got cookies, so I'm going to hang out with her today. We brought our coffee with us because it's a little chillier than it was yesterday. But today we're going to finish off that bench that we did. You saw us doing that last week. The edge along here needs to be straightened out, so we're going to cut that off. Also, there's a project we started on the mast, taking the fasteners out. And today, although it's a little cooler, I've got some heat with me, so we're going to heat up those fasteners and see if we can't get them to come out. So a few things to do. I want to also do some lubricating of the through hulls, so see if we can't get those freed up. So a little bit on our plate today, a little chillier, but beautiful day back in the boatyard. We're going to attack that mast again, try to get those last few fasteners out. I've got to flip it over, and there's about a dozen fasteners on the other side as well that need to be done. Today I brought a few weapons with me, some lubricant. I also brought some heat, brought a proper impact gun this time. My old-fashioned trusty screwdriver. Let's give it a shot. Just what you don't want. Number 2. Not the best cutting oil, but doing the trick. I just use a lot of it, that's all. Usually when it stops like that, means you're at the bottom, and it's got to break through, so just take your time. You can break the bit. Just gradually work it through, let it, without any weight. There you go. So I've got holes drilled through 2 of the fasteners that have broken off. I'll stay on this side until we get all the way through it, but basically I gradually go bigger and bigger and bigger until I'm just about touching the outside of the thread, and if I'm really lucky, the screw will collapse and it'll come out of the thread. So we'll see how that works. I do have an extractor that I might be able to put in there once I've got the hole a little bit larger, but we'll keep playing with it this way. You don't want to break off a drill bit or an extractor inside of one of these holes, because if you do, you'll never get it out and it'll be a real mess. So anyway, we'll just take our time, be patient. It's coming along really nicely though. I'm quite happy with it. So one step at a time. Okay, this is the 5th step up. I'm gradually getting these holes a little larger. I thought I'd kind of give you guys a little close-up look at what exactly is going on down there. So you see the holes are getting quite large. I've still got a challenge ahead of me, and that is once I break through the stainless steel and get to the aluminum, the drill bit's going to want to crawl into the aluminum real quick. So hopefully I keep it centered and the screw works itself away from the thread before I actually touch the aluminum with the drill bit. So that's going to be the trick. See what we can do. Okay, well, now that I've got the last screw extracted on this side, I'm going to flip over the mast, and we'll get the last couple of stuck ones on the other side. Well, that was a chore. This thing's got to go 400 pounds. It's a really heavy mast. It turns out there were 2 screws on the other side, so I'll cut them out the same way I did the ones we just did. And then we should be ready to start getting that gooseneck modified. So that was heavy. Well, it was a bit of a chore, but we finally got those screws out. Anytime you've got stainless fittings going into aluminum, it's going to be a problem, at least over time. So try and put some anti-seize on there. This is what it looks like right now. Some of the holes are going to need to be filled with JB Weld and re-tapped again, simply because I touched the thread on the outside. So I think 2 of them will need to have that kind of a treatment done to them. But basically they came out pretty good for having been attached there for 40 years. So And my good old-fashioned trusty and my old-fashioned trusty screwdriver. My old-fashioned trusty screwdriver. And my old-fashioned trusty screw.
Talk to me.